Dyson Pizza contains descriptions of peril, natural disasters, and kaiju. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Hello, wayward listeners. Welcome back to Dyson Pizza, a quest show that follows Zaba, Ernie, and Driftwood, a ragtag group of strangers who are chasing after Tang Kai, an ancient dragon bent on owning the world of Mirios. My name is Derek. My pronouns are he, him, and I will be your guide for today's journey. For those who are unfamiliar with Quest, it is a tabletop role-playing game that uses one 20-sided die. A 1 is a catastrophe, and a 20 is a triumph, with a gradient of successes and failures in between. Instead of skills, you have abilities that you spend adventure points or AP to activate, and the game focuses on character and world building. But that's really all you need to know about the mechanics. Now go ahead and meet our wonderful, incredible cast.
Hello, I'm Mya Worrell. They, them pronouns, please. I play Zaba, the party's naturalist. He is the masked guardian of Kokuru, chosen by the god Manin at birth. This responsibility makes him serious, but behind the mask you sense a curious individual.
Hey yo, my name is Justin, he, him pronouns. I'll be playing Driftwood, they, them pronouns. Driftwood is the party doctor. People notice their seafoam skin tattoos and luxurious dark blue pompadour. Driftwood is an offbeat nomad from the island village of Noro, looking to travel and learn and eat too much food.
Hi, my name is Kyla. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. I play Ernie, or Ernie for short, a skilled spy having some difficulties in their career path of choice. They go by they, them pronouns and sport a pair of red lens goggles and a long flowing cape that drapes over one shoulder.
And welcome back. Last week on Dyson Pizza, the gang, they went and had a shopping day. They ate a lot of food. They hung out, kind of. Driftwood lost a tooth. Ernie lost an earring. Zaba didn't sleep. And they took a canoe and went north to chase after Tang Kai, the sun dragon that they unleashed a little bit ago. And last week ended with the one of the rowdiest lines ever. Ernie said the famous catchphrase, "I like nasty." And that's where we're gonna kick things right back off. You all, the three of you are in a canoe. There's an arrow that's been shot through part of the side of it, and there are 6 vagabonds standing along either side of the river, covered in brush, leaves, furs, and one of them has a crooked sword that is pointed at you, and they're the one that said, "Give us your rook, give us your food, give us your supplies, or else this is going to be nasty."
Well, I'm immediately going to ask, what are you? There's 3 of them?
There's 6 of them.
There's 6 of them.
Okay.
That's a lot of people. I'm Zaba, guardian of Kokuru village, and I demand to know all 6 of your names.
Are we like drifting past? Like, 6
Yeah,
names?
you're like slowly drifting as they're like kind of like shuffling alongside the river to keep up.
Okay.
Very slowly, very slowly. The one with the crooked sword says, "My name is Ricafort, and that's the only name you need to remember, Zaba of Kokuru Village.
Where do you hail from?
Hail from the wilds around here. We don't have a home."
I see. I'll turn to you two. What do you think we should do?
Do you have any food? Driftwood yells.
These people just attacked us. I don't know why we're trying to be civil with them.
They're one of the vagabonds, covered in like a sort of like it looked like a shrubbery, like pops up with like a little like bow and arrow and says, "We don't have food. That's why we're asking for your food, and I really want to eat all the food." And they like point their bow and arrow at you, Driftwood.
Hey, no need to get tough with me, pal. I'm hungry as well. We are in the same boat, even though you're over there.
Do you not know how to find foods in the wilds?
There's danger in the woods. It's easier to.
Danger.
Why are we even talking, boss? Why are we even talking with them?
You have bows and arrows and swords. What do you mean dangerous? You don't even need weapons. There's food in the ground. There's food on the bushes. Who is your teacher?
They all kind of look to Ricafort who has the long like crooked wavy sword.
Have you taught them? You say you're from here, but it doesn't seem like you're from here.
Well, the forest is our home because we make it our home. We own the forest. We own the river, and you're on our river.
The river that's thousands of miles long?
Yes, we own the entirety of this river.
You own all of it.
What about the ocean? Do you own the ocean too?
Oh, that belongs to the pirates.
Do you have some bargaining with the pirates about who owns which body of water?
The instant you can taste salt, that's how you know it belongs to the to the wind shark.
How old are all of you?
We don't have to answer that, Zaba.
Why not? Why don't you have to answer this?
Because we're mugging you. Because we're trying to rob you.
Are you? Zaba's just trying to piece this together. If you have to accost travelers to get your daily bread, there's not a lot of travelers who come this way. How are any of you alive?
Is the arrow stuck in the boat?
Yeah, the arrow's stuck in the boat.
Driftwood gets the arrow from the boat, dives into the water, and comes back out with 3 fish in hand.
roll me a 20-sided die for this trial.
Yep. 19.
You do exactly that. You rip the arrow out of the boat, dive into the water, and you emerge with 3 fish in your hands.
I am queen of the ocean. You want fish? Take it. Take it. I throw the fish. I throw 2 fish over to them as peace offering.
Slaps them.
Yeah. Yeah. They all get slapped in the face and they're like, what the bandits, the vagabonds are very distracted. Oh my God, there's fish. They all start like diving on top of the fish. The fish is like squirming and jumping. It's like a cartoon as it's like popping in and out of the dog pile as the ones across on the other side of the river jump into the water and start to walk and like wade through and like doggy paddle over. Utter chaos. As the 3 of you float.
I guess they weren't lying. They were very hungry. Driftwood starts drying their hair, first and foremost, combing it.
Have either of you been attacked by people when you traveled to my village?
If they're not the wind sharks, I don't know who they are.
I don't find them too threatening.
It's not them. It's not them that they should be worried about, or we should be worried about.
Ooh.
Why? Who should we be worried about then?
Me?
You? I'm not worried about you.
The 3 of you feel an increase in the wind around you as very clearly up in the sky, you begin to see sort of small flecks of gold begin to kind of shimmer and like fall around you, almost like dust. They're sharp to the touch when you touch them. They're like they're very fine. Not good for catching, but looking up into the sky, the 3 of you see, in fact, Tang Kai, his long body flying high, really high up in the sky. Like it's almost like you have to like hold up your hand to block the sun to kind of see. But he's flying up and above, and sort of you see him like kind of take a left back overland and begins to fly towards the ocean.
What are we hoping to do when we reach? Well, if we can reach him.
My feeling is that if Tang Kai communes with the spirits, then maybe the spirits have answers for this as well.
Tang Kai's very, very high up, right?
Yeah, very, very high up.
I'm going to use my animal form, shapeshifter, to turn once again into I forgot what I turned into last time, a hawk or a little bird, a sparrow. I have 6 HP. I can make basic attacks that hit for 2 HP. I can't cast spells, use items, or speak languages. Oh, I can't speak. Well, okay, I'm still gonna turn into a bird so I can go and like get another better look.
So you transform. Do you say anything to anyone before you transform?
I'm gonna look up and say, I'm gonna take a closer look, and then I turn into a bird and go.
Driftwood and Ernie, you see Zaba transform into a sparrow and take flight back up into the sky once again.
Show off.
Can you? I look at Driftwood. Can you do that?
Well, maybe one day.
Zaba, you fly up and up and up into the sky, past the clouds, higher than probably any normal bird could go. But because you're a naturalist, you have a bit of magic on your side to help you fly this high. And you manage to sort of see, well, first off, when you look back down at the world, back at your friends, they're very tiny, very tiny. But you see a lot more of the world. In fact, you see now sort of kind of what Goro was talking about in the village, how there might be other temples or other settlements outside of the village. Because from up here, you see it all. Like you see that there is a temple on the coast and that is in a similar direction to where Tang Kai is flying over that. He doesn't seem to be like going down at all. He seems to be maintaining this altitude. But you notice that the flecks of gold would appear to be like parts of his scales shedding. You see Tang Kai flying northwest towards this temple that's close by to where you are. And then to the north of that, you see that there's a lake and smokestacks from where there would be villages in the distant north.
And Tang Kai is just doing his thing, just flying.
Yeah, he seems to be just doing his thing, flying.
Well, if I can't irritate Tang Kai, then I will go back down to the boat.
So yeah, you descend back down. It's noticeably cooler when you return to the boat. Which Ernie and Driftwood, have you two been rowing and following, or have you two just been kind of sitting here?
Driftwood's like, and that's how I ate 10 jellyfish in one day. And it was amazing. You should try it one day. We'll go and catch jellyfish. It amazing, tasty morsels.
While you're talking about, Zaba lands in your head, pecks you, and then hops off, and then transforms. 10 jellyfish is too much.
You have clearly not had one jellyfish.
Is it good? Is it yummy?
If you were listening, then yes.
If we could eat jellyfish, do I have to eat all 10?
No, the innards are just as good, when plucked out. It's deep fried. It's quite amazing, actually. Guardian Zaba, quote unquote. Did you find out anything? Did Tang Kai talk to you and tell you his evil plot?
Unfortunately, I can't speak when I am a bird, or any animal for that matter. But I did get a better sense of the lay of the land. It does seem that Tang Kai is headed towards a temple that's that's close by to us. If we followed the river far up it, we would meet a lake where we would meet some other people. But I believe that if we head to the temple, we may learn some things.
Oh, well, I suppose we can go to the temple. Yes. Hopefully there's something to gain of interest there. Maybe, just maybe, we can spend some time fishing over there as well.
Get some more jellyfish? Jellied fish?
Yes, there will be jellyfish. Let's go to the temple.
I'd love to try these jellied fish that you speak so highly of.
Jellyfish.
Can someone help me row? Can you all stop talking? Help me row.
You're just rowing like on one side, so the boat is going in circles. Yeah. As we're talking, we've just been spinning.
Yeah, you're just spinning the whole time.
I'm like, is this how a boat is supposed to travel?
I take the oar from you. It's like, no.
Driftwood grabs the other oar and they flip it all around.
Zaba and Driftwood, the two of you, but with your expert rowing abilities, the three of you are able to get to shore a little bit farther up the river, where now very clearly in the distance you see a temple built on top of like a cliffside, and it looks to be not as old as the other temple you saw, but it looks to be, you actually kind of see that there is smoke coming from it. Like there are people that live here, and you're able to, and you'll have to beach the canoe and take the canoe with you or leave it here. Up to you.
I think it makes sense that we would go to the temple and then return to this point and go up the river, unless someone would like to carry the canoe.
I do not want to carry the canoe.
I believe it would take multiple people to carry the canoe.
Well, yeah, we'll beach it. I mean, I'm not particularly worried about people stealing the canoe.
I'm busy covering it in foliage.
Okay, so yeah, I put it down and you immediately start covering it, and Zaba lets you do that.
Mm.
Yeah. Actually, would there be like a more strategic place to drag it where it'd be more naturally hidden? Like a bank or maybe not?
Ernie, go ahead and roll me a 20-sided die.
Let's see. That's a 12.
That's a 12. That's a success. Yes, you're able to find like an easier place. Instead of covering it with grass, you're able to find like a little like nook between like two big rocks that you can kind of shove the canoe between, and then just kind of cover lightly with some brush you find on the ground.
This is gonna be a pain to take out once we come back, but nobody
is
can
hidden.
see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is by your standards, Ernie, it is well hidden. You know, like you see the Zaba in particular, you see that there are like sort of parts where the grass and the ground has been sort of stomped on, where people have traversed here. You're able to kind of make out like a rough path from multiple sort of directions that people have kind of walked to come to this temple. As the three of you make your way over there.
Do you think we should bring offerings or gifts?
Gifts. What?
It is
what?
a temple.
Like food?
That is one offering.
Are there any plants? I don't know if they're in need of medicine.
I can offer to heal them, doctor them up as well.
I see. I wonder to which god this temple is. Could I have gotten any indication of it from up above?
You could assume, because it is by the coast, that it is a temple to Mitra, the night god.
Okay.
And they are the god of seas, winter, and rest.
Does Driftwood know that, or is that Zaba knows that?
That's what Zaba saw. Driftwood, as you do get closer, you begin to see sort of like the colors and painted on the front of the temple.
Ooh, okay, Driftwood gets excited. Driftwood loves the god, loves Mitra. That was my prophetic dream too.
Prophetic dream?
Yes. Well, I've seen there are grubby thumbprints in my journal, so I'm sure people know about my prophetic dream. Anyway, yes.
You carry a journal?
Yes, I do. And
Ernie says nothing.
Someone's here has been reading. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Matter it not. I had a dream of the god Mitra. They are so wonderful, so powerful, just like the oceans, just like my kinfolk, just like me. I'm a big fan of Mitra. If these are folks who are over there who are paying their respects to Mitra, I'm sure they'll be great, decent folks. Probably handsome as well.
The three of you make your way up the sort of not so worn path up to this temple, and you see that there aren't a lot of people, but there are some. There's a couple people dressed in sort of like purple and like blue, kind of like faded, like kind of like robes. Nothing too fancy. And there is smoke coming from a fire in what appears to be like a kitchen inside the temple. And then there's also there's like an altar to Mitra that you, as you walk up these like sort of stone steps of this temple, the paint is like pretty faded. The inlay needs some repair. It's not dilapidated, but it is an old place that is barely being kept together. Right as the three of you sort of walk up to the staircase, right before like the temple with the shrine to Mitra, the three of you see like the more of the golden flecks fall down. You didn't really notice when you were in the in the river, but here you notice that when the flecks land on the ground, most of them will like almost like steam off in a way, and they'll leave like little like not like they'll leave some soot behind on the ground. Nothing dangerous, nothing that would like burn you, but they were at one point very hot. Some of them have cooled off enough to kind of just be like little gold like flecks that you see like a couple of people have like collected a couple.
Can I pick up one of the scales on the ground?
Sure, yeah. You pick up maybe just like a tiny, almost like dime-sized like scale fleck, and it's this one is particularly cool to the touch. It appears to be like made of gold. Compared to a rook, not worth as much when you just have one little like shaving, but when you have a couple of these, yeah, probably worth something.
I show it to the others, unless they've picked up their own pieces.
Do we see anyone like just like sweeping? I imagine if you're getting a lot like a rain of flakes, you would be sweeping a little bit just to keep the plaza clear.
There's an elderly woman that comes out with like a broom made out of like sticks that are all wrapped together at one end. And she hands a couple of other tiny ones to like children that are around, and they all begin to kind of sweep together. And she's like ordering them like sweep here, sweep there. And they're all kind of cleaning together. as they all kind of start to clean out some of the streets and some of the houses. Like it's not like houses, but it's like little huts that have been kind of formed around the temple.
Driftwood looks at all of the soot everywhere. It's pretty disgusted that Tang Kai is just leaving their leavings everywhere for everyone else to clean up.
Skin flakes.
Yes. Ew,
Yeah.
Disgusting. It's disgusting. Driftwood keeps getting soot in their hair, and it's ridiculous, and has to keep combing every couple of seconds to get it out, and just dumps it on the ground. Doing it out.
So you're like, well, just leaving it around, and then you just like dump it on the ground too.
Then moves it away with my foot a little bit. Just like this is a nightmare. This everyone is completely occupied with this dragon, disgusting. And Driftwood finds another child and is like, "Hello, what are you doing? Tell me what you are doing."
Hi, I'm helping Graham clean.
Right, that's your grandmother.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Are
She's
you
the best.
all? Yeah. Are you all siblings?
No.
No.
Driftwood,
What is your name?
Doing?
They call me B.
Hello, B. B? B. Like the bee.
Like short for Beery, which is my full name.
Oh, what a good name. My name's Driftwood. Is this the Temple of Mitra right here behind you?
Beery nods.
Well, thank you. Me and my companions here have been traveling quite a ways to visit this place. We think there's much interest. Can you tell us? Do you know anything? Can you tell us someone who might know something? B.
Zaba has fully walked away from the two of you to go to the altar, so I'm not there.
Beery's like, oh, I mean, Graham knows a lot, and I'm sure someone in the temple would know a lot too. I just live outside of it.
Okay. All right, Beery. I'll be seeing you. Do you like jellyfish?
Beery nods approvingly.
I look at Ernie. See, I'm not lying.
Beery
I
runs
didn't
off
say you were.
to continue sweeping. It's like a playful sweep. They're all like playfully sweeping. They're like skipping and sweeping. It's some kids have started sword fighting with their brooms.
Nice.
It's not like the
Not
grandma's asking them
approvingly.
to sweep like because she thinks they're gonna do like the best job. It's like
Yeah.
she's doing most of the work.
Yes. She is furiously sweeping and redoing all the sweeping that the kids are doing.
No, I was gonna say I'm observing the kids who are play fighting. Like they can improve their form a little bit, but that's pretty good.
Ernie the critic.
So weird. I'm glad Zaba's not here because Zaba would judge you.
I started training earlier than this.
Sounds like you want to
My
join
form
in
is
on the
tip-top
fun.
shape. No, I do. We do not fight children.
Yeah.
If Zaba was here, I would have asked if you're a guardian. Like,
We're speaking of Zaba. You said you were going to the altar?
yeah.
What are you doing at the altar?
Well, I'd like to look at the altar, and I would also like to pray.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you climb up the stone steps, and you pass by a pair of monks that bow and gesture for you to enter through the columns of this temple. It's like an open air temple, and you see this sort of like old stone statue of what people think Mitra looks like, and you see at the very bottom there's a brass or bronze like plate that people have put incense in or and stuff like that, and then there's a little bit of food and other like paper goods and some like other various little offerings surrounding the foot of the statue.
Have there been like incense that's been provided for people to take and burn?
Yes, yeah. There's a little bit of incense when you enter next to one of the pillars.
Okay, so I mean Zaba will take one, and then light the end of it to stick in the altar. So does this altar indicate that it's solely to this god?
It's solely to this god.
Oh, right. Okay. Because the previous one we encountered had all of them, right? This is like, I feel like this is like more what I would have expected from the other temple. Zaba is going to pray to Mitra. Mitra is the god of the sea, rest, and one other thing.
Winter.
Winter. I see. Okay. Well, I'd like to pray for, as we are weary travelers, I'd like to pray that we get a good night to sleep each day so that we can better travel quickly.
Go ahead and roll me for that.
Cool.
See how good your praying skills are.
My praying skills. Well, more like maybe if the god Mitra hears or cares to hear.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Roll to see if Mitra hears.
It's a nat 20.
Whoa!
What? Whoa.
You call me Mitra.
Wow.
Ring ring. It's Zaba here. I know I don't usually talk to you, but
Yeah, okay. I guess tell me what you say in character and I'll respond.
yeah. I don't know if I'm saying this out loud or in my head. Zaba says, "Hello, Mitra. I don't have any offerings here but this incense that has been provided, but I hope you will listen to my plea nonetheless. I am traveling here today with my two companions, Ernie and Driftwood. Driftwood seems to be rather enamored with you, and I hope that in whatever way you speak to us, that you might also send a hello to Driftwood as well. We are but travelers. We are not weary yet, because we are in the beginning, but we are soon to be weary travelers. And I would ask that you, if you can, provide us some good rest on our journey so that we may better face what is yet to come, which is the dragon Tang Kai. Thank you. And may the tides bear you on well."
Once you finish your prayer, you notice that the sounds around you begin to kind of fade out. And all you hear is the sound of the tide coming in and coming out. The whoosh, whoosh. It's very relaxing. It's very peaceful. For the first time since leaving the village, you feel at ease. You feel relaxed. Almost like you can kind of breathe a little bit with considering the severity of what's going on. And you faintly hear a voice in the back of your head. You hear the words,
"Find us. Find us. Zaba."
And then you come to when one of the monks taps you on the shoulder and says, "Sir, are you okay?"
Yes, of course. Just in contemplation.
Mm. The tide will do that. And he returns to sweeping. So yeah, as you rise from prayer, you do feel a sense of calm and a sense of relief that within the confines of this temple and within the confines of night, you all will be safe this night. You will be able to get rest at night.
I think at this point I don't know if Driftwood is, but I think I'll also enter at least if not the altar area, into the temple area.
Yeah, Driftwood will come in shortly after too.
Well, the three of you are back inside the temple, feeling the gust of coastal wind.
Oh yeah, and you can smell the sea on the breeze.
Yeah.
Driftwood's like, "Oh yes, this is amazing. This is the best temple so far, and the best one that we will ever go to. I swear it. I swear by it. Give me that air."
I look at Zaba.
Mitra says hello, Driftwood.
Right. Okay. Sure. Mitra did.
Have you two found anything?
I mean, there's a great fishing spot over around the other side of the rocks. Some of the kids were over there jumping around and picking at pickle crabs, but yeah, that'd be a great spot to go and get dinner. I don't mind getting dinner tonight.
Ooh, you You can't see most of Zaba's expression because I have just a perpetual poker face because of the mask. But you can see that Zaba does actually get a little excited at that. Some local cuisine.
So are there jellyfish there?
I don't know, if we're lucky, maybe we'll get some. They're not particularly in season, it looks like, and it looks like the delicacy here is mostly shellfish, but we can catch a couple of them. We can try.
I should have prayed for jellyfish. Should we try to talk to the priests, or do you think we've gotten all the information we can get here?
I don't think it would hurt to talk with a priest and see if anything has happened since Tang Kai has flown over.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's do that.
So there's several like priests, monks that are walking around. Most of them are sweeping. There's one that's reading. There's one that's standing with their arms behind their back, just at the far end of the temple, overlooking the sea. They're very, they're shorter than Zaba, and they're a little hunched over.
I think Ernie asked first if they're free. Like, I'm sorry, excuse me. Are you free to the, because they're staring off into the ocean, right?
So polite.
You need to be polite to your elders. I don't know.
Yeah, they turn to you, Ernie, and look at the three of you, and they go, "Oh, yes, I'm just dilly-dallying, enjoying the breeze."
Yes. Do you know anything of this recent weather change?
Introduce yourself
Oh,
first.
of course. I've been rude. I apologize. I'm Zaba, guardian of Kokuru Village. With me are my companions Ernie and Driftwood, and we are here traveling. We are traveling, but.
Very nice to meet you, Zaba. And they take your hand and they like put it up to their forehead. A guardian. We haven't been blessed with the presence of a guardian in quite some time. It is good to see that the guardians of Mirios are traveling again. But could you repeat your question? I appear to have misheard it. I was swept up in the old days.
Yes, of course. I was wondering if you had any information about this recent turn of weather and these gold flakes falling from the sky.
They look out towards the ocean, then gaze back at you. Their eyes, they are very old, like older than Goro. Like very old.
It's pretty old. It's older than Goro.
Possible.
And they say to you, yes, the golden rain. Do you know of the god Uli, the god of knowledge and people and spring?
Yes, I've been taught such things of the different gods.
Well, legend has it, shortly after Uli ascended Mount Ida for the last time, the great sun dragon known as Tang Kai came forth. They say wherever he travels to ruin the hearts of people, turn them greedy and turn them against each other.
We can confirm that the dragon known as Tang Kai is back. And you're correct in that this temple will provide some rest and some refuge from Tang Kai.
Driftwood is sleeping on the floor, cuddling one of the pillars.
Just got too hungry.
But Driftwood's smiling. Driftwood's happy.
I did say that Mitra did say hello. I say this looking down at Driftwood, who is sleeping. Can I hear?
Mitra. Jellyfish.
Then I lightly kick you. Lightly, though.
Well, Driftwood wipes drool from their mouth. Sorry, I just a spell was definitely casted on me. It was just it's too comfortable. Driftwood's like still
kick again.
I'm still talking with the elder.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I'm mostly like I'm wrapping things up, like thinking.
Yeah, I think after that, I would have bowed my head and then gone over to Driftwood. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I have like both of their hand. I'm holding both of their hands and I'm just like like profusely thanking them.
The elder says one more thing to you, Ernie, before you head off. And they pull you in, like down, and they whisper to you and they say, if Tang Kai succeeds, the 100 years of sun will return. Then we will all perish. I hope Mitra will protect us like they did back then.
So I'm assuming the others didn't hear that, right?
No.
I don't think I'll say it immediately, but once folks are like fishing, I don't know if we're all sitting together while this happens, but maybe over dinner, I'll bring it up.
Yeah. Zaba would also like to share what Mitra said to him in prayer, which was find us, which is quite cryptic. But what's for dinner today, Driftwood?
Well, okay, so are we still in the altar? Is it past golden hour? Like, is it like dark now? No sun?
It's like right before golden hour.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. And is it like even more bright because of Tang Kai?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, when you come out from underneath the temple, you see, as you're like making your way down to like the cliffs to go like fish, you see that like high up in the sky, Tang Kai is just circling above, shedding scales, just circling, doing nothing.
What Tang Kai
circling.
is.
So everyone is just still sweeping.
Everyone's still sweeping. Some of the monks are like have like looked up. They're like, "What is that?" And then someone's like,
"Boo!" I boo at the sky, leading everyone to the rocks to go and get fish. Are y'all hungry? We good to go?
Good to go.
Okay.
What do you got for us?
Well, so this rocks over here. I assume there's maybe some other folks who are also like fishing over in the area. So I talked to the closest person who was over there. Is like, so hello, greetings. My name is Driftwood. These are my companions. We're looking to get a bite to eat fresh from the water. Do y'all cast line here, or you do net work?
One of them says, lines up here, nets down there, hands even farther down.
Oh, you do hands here too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can go get some. Wow. Okay, we can just pick the crabs from there if we're a little more daring. Have you been getting any jellyfish here lately?
One says, yeah, couple.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, what are we hungry for? We can go hand, we can go fish, or we can go line, we can go hand, or we can go net. Let me tell you that hands are the most fun, though we might not eat as much.
Ernie's down for hands. Ernie's not as caring as much for the food, but wants to catch some fish.
I'm down for some show and tell.
Okay. All right. We're doing hands then. Yeah. We go over to where we're doing some hand catches over and by, I assume,
just
some shallow pools
jellyfish
near the beach. Oh yeah. If we can grab a jellyfish. Yeah. So Driftwood starts demonstrating, rolls up their pants parts, and then drapes over the apron over by some rocks, starts wading over by the edge of some water, some tide pools. And there's like, okay, well, first, all you got to do is wait for the second sign of movement here. Okay. The first sign of movement means they're going to get away. And you'll get disoriented quick. So just wait for them to pause, and then Driftwood like dives in, hands, and grabs a pretty sizable pickle crab, which has four claws, and is snapping. And we're like, okay, you might want to avert your eyes here. Driftwood kind of just snaps all four claws off, and it's like, you want to disarm them really quick, okay?
Just still wriggling, just
yeah.
the arms.
So it's just kind of the middle compartment of the pickle crab, and it's like, and that's how you catch a pickle crab.
Seems cruel.
Well, it's this is the movement of the land and of the people and of the tides. So
I understand.
Yes, this is how we do it around here.
Ernie's rolling up their pants because they want to have a try. They want to have a go for these pickle crabs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
whoever is gonna try and catch stuff, roll me a 20-sided die.
Yeah. And not 20.
Again? I got a
Again.
10.
Ernie.
I have like a dagger out.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
some
So you like have
reason.
your dagger out in one hand because you just don't know what it's like to not have a weapon in one hand, and you have your hand in the other, and you like go in, and you realize you have to choose between two things. Because you got a 10, that's a tough choice. You have to choose between catching a pickle crab or getting a jellyfish.
I think I skewer a jellyfish on my dagger.
You skewer a jellyfish as you avoid getting like snapped at by a pickle crab, and you have a jellyfish.
Should have had to.
Meanwhile-
Oh, sorry. Should have had
No.
to catch that jellyfish with your bare hands.
It is wiggling. It's
It
like,
stung a little.
what's this? What's this? I got some slime.
I've got some slime.
Is this not a baby slime? I didn't know they were aquatic.
So yeah, Zaba, you go in. Is there anything you do to prepare yourself to fish with your hands?
No.
Okay, yeah, you just walk in, and you're like, okay. You see Ernie like shank a jellyfish. You're like, okay, it seems easy enough. And you like reach in and you grab a pickle crab and a jellyfish.
Yeah.
I just stared. Just with my
Driftwood
one.
stands in shock. Oh, I see how it is.
I got
It's
a big crab too.
oh my goodness. Well, we're definitely eating tonight, folks. Phew! Wow, y'all should be living by the ocean, as far as I'm concerned.
I'll give Driftwood
No,
the big
absolutely
crab.
not.
This is yours for teaching us how to fish pickle crabs.
Alrighty, let's get a fire and a pot done. We got a boil and a stew going on tonight.
How do we prep this? Can we help?
Yeah, so all right, we already got the claws separated from the pickle crabs. All we got to do is, if you have a knife, I grab my knife comb and just start shucking the crabs live, and just like I have to. I mean, this is how we do things here, so prepare yourselves. So I just put it in like the front piece of the crab and just get it, and then flick it open with the knife, and it's like, and this is you got a good amount of meat in the middle of this one. So that next thing you can do, you can just fry this up. Maybe we can get some herbs from the shop. Oh, there's a over there. They're doing a cook over there. So on the beach, they're also having a cookout over there. And Driftwood goes and waves. Hey, do you mind if we borrow one of your pots and a little bit of oil? And if you got herbs, that would be great. That would be great. We could share some of our food with you as well.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, whatever, yeah. So yeah, one of the temple folk let you borrow a pot, some herbs.
Great. Driftwood's in action right now. Driftwood's in their element right now.
I'm looking at the crab. I'm like, there's not that much blood in this.
Yeah, we have many hands here. Is there anything we can do?
Well, you can start chopping up the jellyfish, start tearing out some of its organs, and we're going to actually fry those up. So it's going to be like gizzards. If you've ever had gizzards, we'll put them in here and go for a deep fry. Let me soften up some of the meat, and they gave us some seasoning so we can try what their local flavor looks like. So Driftwood goes at it, is wearing their apron, looks like a darn cook on the beach with over some coals in the wok that they borrowed. Fries over some clams. Looks like that their plating here are also like giant clams, giant open clams, and so serves it up over, and then we start prepping the fried jellyfish.
Yeah, by the time like it's sort of like sun is setting over the ocean, the three of you have like your meals before you and you're able to indulge. How do each of you react to the jellyfish?
It's my
Choose
favorite
roll
foods.
dice.
It's my new favorite foods because I rolled another nat 20
I think
for
your
some
dice are
reason.
loaded,
I think my
Maz.
dice are fucked up.
Here, I'm gonna roll a dice too. Maz doing it. I'll do it. I got a 14, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see why you ate 10 of these.
Yes.
I would
yes.
I too would eat 10 of these.
On a good summer's day, you can get up to 20, share it with the rest. And actually, the local delicacy over in Noro is is drying out the tentacles and eating them like kind of like a fried noodle. But yeah, this is what we do. And I mean, the jellyfish variety here is pretty big, but Noro, we're known for even bigger jellyfish down over there.
You must invite us. You must invite us back one of those times.
Yeah, still thinking about it. Got some folks over there I kind of don't want to see, but yeah. I mean, if I bring you two, then maybe I can pretend that well, not pretend, because I guess you're a guardian, that I was able to do what I was asked to, share the knowledge and wealth of Noro, and make something out of myself.
Well, I think you've already made something of yourself. You've made these delicious jellyfish and crabs.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. No, undoubtedly it's good. There's just still so much. Just always feel like there's so much to see, so much to do. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure making these meals for you. You're clearly naturals at hunting. But yes, this feels very peaceful being here.
It is. They're just eating, looking out over the ocean. Once most of the plates are clear, sadly for Zaba, who clearly wants more jellyfish, we only caught two. I'm going to look at the both of you and ask, have either of you heard of the 100 Years of Sun?
I have not heard of it, but sounds unpleasant.
No, I'm not familiar.
The last thing the elder told me is that if Tang Kai is not defeated, we will see 100 Years of Sun. It sounded like something that had happened before and something that Mitra had helped prevent or stop.
I'm sure Mitra has blessed this meal because I spoke with her and she was not able to tell me much, but she said, find us.
Find us.
Find us. I'm not sure. I imagine that maybe that includes Mitra, or maybe someone else. But I do believe we have one thread that we can pull.
Driftwood kind of has giant eyes. So wait, Mitra, you weren't joking earlier. You actually talked to Mitra?
Yes. I don't joke about these things. I don't joke much. Yes. There's a pause. Like, did I joke?
Driftwood kind of blushes and is like, did you mention me?
Of course. You seem like a devoted, you seem much
devotee.
Rather smitten. Of course I mentioned you.
Kind of covers her face. I'm going to go take a swim.
I'm like, wow. Driftwood's son
jumps into the sea.
Looks like someone needs to cool down.
You see Driftwood just dump their head in the water and start screaming.
Bubbles.
Come back out with another crab, though.
Oh, yeah. Just like pinching you in the face.
Don't mind me. I'm just getting more crab. Dunk my head back in.
I think they're doing just fine.
Okay, Driftwood comes back. Yeah.
Just sopping wet.
Yeah. It's like, okay, continue. Yeah, 100 years of day of sun, you said?
Do you two know who Mitra might have been referring to with the us? Find us.
I mean, it must be the other gods, right? Mitra is not the only one. Mitra is just the god of night and winter and rest. There are other gods. Their name escapes me, but that must be what us means. That's what I think of. Well, it sounds also that Tang Kai has done this before. That Tang Kai has attempted this before and has succeeded before? Question.
Perhaps, but it seems like they were defeated.
This just reminds me of the altar. We did. Correct me if I'm wrong, and correct me if I'm remembering poorly, but we did see an altar with all of the gods and Tang Kai.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine that it was a collective effort between them to cage Tang Kai.
It seems like this elder is the first person we've met so far who is familiar with Tang Kai. And considering their age, this must have happened a long time ago.
Well, I don't know if I have anything to contribute, but I think this follows my gut feeling of being able to consult with the spirits, and that we are getting more answers, maybe even more questions as we try to discover what's going on. There's still like other folks camping near us, right? Who are like cooking and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're like singing and stuff too, and they're playing tunes and everything. And then Driftwood kind of looks off and gets nostalgic about being at their village, looks back into the water, like kind of contemplates everything that's happened so far, and is like, sometimes the answer comes to you. Sometimes we don't need to keep digging in a hole with no water. And that's something my grandmother used to tell me. Maybe it's enough that we are trying and that we are following a path that maybe doesn't have, our fate set yet. I believe that Mitra has what's best for me in mind when I think about my family, and maybe something will come to us in that way.
This is what I'm imagining, is that we're all like sitting, and then as you mentioned, not far from us is people singing and like a fire, and then the glow of Tang Kai, but then also across the sea and the tides, there's a full moon shining down on us.
Maybe that old man had it right. Just got to listen to the ocean, to the sound. Be patient, even if that means Driftwood's kind of falling asleep.
Yeah, do the three of you sleep on the beach, or do you go back up to the temple to sleep?
I think we'll sleep on the beach. I think
it sounds like probably a lot of people sleep on the beach.
For the first time since leaving the village, like the sand is like warm. It's like a comforting warm, not like a blazing hot. The sound of the ocean, it's just like just enough noise to kind of drown out people speaking, to drown out your own thoughts. You all fall asleep with ease. And what feels like a long amount of sleep for each of your individual characters, whatever that might be. If it's 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 24 hours, that's how it feels. Everybody roll me a 20-sided die and tell me what you get.
Okay. I'm gonna shake it. I'm gonna shake it really well in my hand.
Roll the 5.
I rolled a 5 too.
Oh,
15.
Ernie and Driftwood, this is such comfortable sleep. There's no reason to wake up. So you continue to sleep in. But Zaba, you begin to feel, as you're starting to come out of your slumber, you begin to feel the sun kind of beating down on all of you. And just as you look up, staring up into the sky above the temple, you see Tang Kai still flying in circles. But what's different now is that instead of clouds, you notice the clouds have all been kind of pushed away, and the sun is just kind of beating down on the temple. And you're starting to feel like hot air kind of rising and beginning to like move and spin around this area. And despite the night's rest, the morning sun brings a sense of dread as you feel the wind intensifying, stronger than you ever have before. Dice and Pizza is Mya Worrell as Zaba, Justin Ricafort as Driftwood, Kyla Worrell as Ernie, and Derek Aiello as the guide. Cover art is by Gene Young, music is by Itamar Ben Zimra, with additional original sound effects by Brian Kim. You can follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at Dice and Pizza for updates on the show, and you can check out the video or audio version of this on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Our next episode will be coming at you in 2 weeks on Monday, October 18th. So check back then to see how Zaba, Ernie, and Driftwood get out of this one with Tang Kai. Thank you so much for listening to our show. We really appreciate the support. We'll catch you then. Thank you.